It's been the busiest Stranglers year for years this year.
All right, so
Yeah,
JJ still playing festivals
what have
and
you
other
been up
things.
to?
I see there's a tour coming
Festivals
up.
and well, we started off in
apart from that, quite quiet
February
on the
with New
Stranglers
Zealand
front.
and Australia.
Yeah.
And then it's been a mad summer all over. From probably the highlight for me was playing the Acropolis in Athens.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was quite amazing. Was that your kind of Pink Floyd Pompeii moment?
It was better than that. It was much more of a near riot than that.
Well, wasn't there nearly a riot first time you played in Greece was that famous gig in 1985 or whatever it was?
Oh yeah, there was a riot going on, but it was outside the Olympic Stadium. But I enjoyed that. That was fun.
Yeah, for once it wasn't your fault.
That wasn't, no. that way back in '86, yeah.
This upcoming tour, what can we expect? Is it going to be
completely different set? We wanted to change everything, so we're doing stuff that we haven't played for 45 years.
Wow, so proper deep cut surprises.
Yeah, and the problem being that you have to remember and to relearn some of this stuff. You have to put yourself in the mindset that you were in 45 years ago.
What's that like? You're thinking, wow, who the fuck was that guy?
It's awkward. And also, not only the mindset, but the fingering, the way you played it. So a lot of these things I wouldn't play the same way now.
Yeah, so has your style actually changed then over the years?
My style has changed a bit, yes. My style has changed a bit. The way I finger things on the neck. But that, doesn't make any difference to the sound. It just makes it different for playing.
Yeah, for learning and things. I mean, what difference is it like all those cool little slides you used to do, those little which you wouldn't notice until you actually learned what one was,
Yeah.
There's a lot of finesse to what you played, wasn't there, in the early days?
Now there's even more finesse.
Yeah. But a different kind of finesse, isn't it, I guess, was what we're saying here. So you say you've just been in the studio there. So momentarily, I thought there's some new Stranglers recording going on, but it's one of those kind of installments of the Vlad.
Yeah. The recording we won't do any recording until next year.
So there are new songs. So normally I speak to you, you've always got about 100 little bits and bobs of ideas on the go, and you're always honing them down. So sounds like you've honed them down.
Not yet. I'm going to start culling and going through stuff in November. I'll give them after this very small British tour, and then next year probably won't do anything in the UK. I'm not sure about that, but I think main thrust will be on trying to get a new collection of music together.
It was, you have the ideas. I guess you record them into your phone.
Yeah, but you have the ideas. They come at different times, and sometimes when you go back over them, they really aren't worth anything. And that goes for the majority of ideas. And you think, what the fuck was I thinking when I started that up? So you have to get back into that state of mind that you were when you thought, oh, that's a good idea, and then in the cold light of day, it means nothing. So there's a lot of, I wouldn't call it ethnic cleansing. I would call it song cleansing.
Riff cleansing.
Riff cleansing, yeah.
I mean, do you sing the parts now? Are you playing the parts, or is it a variation?
Sometimes it depends how convenient it is. If it's in the middle of the night and I'm at home, I can get up and record it onto my phone and play a bit of guitar and stuff. Or other times, if I'm on a motorcycle, just stop, take my helmet off, hum an idea into the phone, and carry on. That's happened a few times.
Yeah, they're always the worst ones, aren't they? Because when you're singing, it does sound like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. But, by any means to record an idea.
Mm.
So,
I mean, I always think that in the old days, you'd have to actually remember the idea, wouldn't you?
Or onto a cassette.
Yeah, if you had one handy. I mean,
everyone had a cassette handy. They were so user-friendly. Cassettes were really user-friendly. Just press play and record. Gone.
Yeah, but you'd have to walk down the street with a recorder. I'm talking about '78 or something. I mean, who carried anything like that around then? It'd be so. That was kind of high tech in those days, wasn't it?
Yeah, it certainly was.
I mean, to the ideas that you have. I mean, Stranglers have always been great for being so many different styles of music. So when you go back and listen to them, can you hear the inkling what that style is going to be, or does he go through another process, another filter?
It's I think a lot of the time it's been associated with the latest technology because we're never afraid to embrace new ideas and new ways of manifesting an idea. But at the moment, I think most of the idea because the technology is sort of it's ever changing, but the big fundamental changes were digital. So that affected how you recorded stuff. So, it gave you different potential in the studio. Now, I think most of the ideas are in your head. I don't want to rely too much on the technology. It's got to be something which comes from your own clarity of vision, your own, mental outlook, if you want.
But when you actually use the tech, which I'd imagine you probably on a track like White Stallion, which sounds like a lot of work, it's a big production number.
Well, yeah, because a lot of sampling
really works.
It does. Yeah. It's one of my favourite pieces of recent times, anyway. It's you have ideas, you sample ideas because you can't have a fully fledged orchestra or a choir, so you sample them, and then it comes. They're on the keyboards. Voila.
Yeah, I mean that's the great thing. Even in your phone, you can play the choir on the keyboard, can't you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hello.
That's scary. Yeah, you're right. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Nice to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, Baz. Yeah. Are you all down there? Is it just you?
Yeah, we're all rehearsing like crazy.
Yeah.
About 5 or 6 hours a day.
I mean, how's the dynamic of the band work now? With the different lineup.
It's really good. I mean, Toby knew everything anyway beforehand because he'd been, his idol was Dave.
Mm.
There was I thinking once Dave had passed that was it. We'd had a good run, but no one could replace Dave. And guess what? It's thanks, Jesse. Is there sugar in that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Personal service, John.
I tell you,
what's mine?
You can't have a better tour manager than that. He tucks you up in bed at night,
makes you a cup of tea with the right amount of sugar in it.
Yeah.
It's.
I thought it was over with once Dave had gone because I thought he was irreplaceable. But fuck me, of all the people in the world, Toby turns up who idolized Dave for years, so he'd learnt all his parts and he could play them all in the right place.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little extra. But it's not only be able to play the parts; it's actually to play them exactly the same, which I think is a challenge, isn't it? Because that wasn't just any of the keyboard player, was it? I mean, when Dave died, there was a lot of talk about who could possibly replace him. Nobody could think of anybody who could play like that. Yeah. I
mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, he's probably the only person in the world who could do that, and we found him. Well, he found us because, I mean, I remember meeting him outside a studio 35 years ago. He was a young nerd, young geek there, waiting for an autograph.
Oh, so he goes back to the Stranglers. Well, that's actually
and we did, first. Yeah, I mean, that's just uncanny, really uncanny. So I think he's given us a few more years of life as the Stranglers.
Oh yeah. I mean, creatively now we're working. I guess you get around to working new songs. That's another challenge, isn't it? Because it's one thing to learn all those parts, but to create new parts, I imagine that's not going to be a nightmare, is it? That's just going to work, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it's given us a whole new lease of life. I mean, unbelievable, really.
I mean, would he be able to sort of veto songs, and stuff like that, or is it? No. Would Dave even be able to do that? I mean, I have no idea how the inner workings of the Stranglers ever worked. So,
It's a benign dictatorship, really. I think.
Yeah, I think that probably works best in arts, doesn't it?
I
Yeah,
think so.
yeah. Somebody has to have the vision, don't they, and know where it's going.
Well, the vision comes not only for one person in this band at the moment. I'm grateful to say, because sometimes it's like a relay race, and that's good if you have confidence in the other people. And fortunately, the egos aren't too big here. So if one person's material is not acceptable, someone else has got an idea. And
Yeah, yeah.
other times, you have an idea and it doesn't come to fruition, and then that idea pops up again about 10 years later, and
Yeah,
suddenly
it
you
finds its
find,
home, doesn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, yeah, yeah. Well, you know that part of the
yeah. A
crazy
lot of songs
process
are around for
yourself, you know.
years. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, so with that, the legacy is enormous. It's the Stranglers. It's the pressure in it to make each record with all that history and all that past. I mean, do you feel that pressure at all, or do you just completely ignore
Well,
all that?
no, you mean commercial pressure,
I mean, artistic pressure, actually.
right? Well,
Yeah.
artistic pressure, that's not a problem. It's the commercial pressure because you might be out of time or out of sync with tastes, you know. For instance, the Men in Black album, no one could get it. And
Was
years later, 20, 30 years later, some people think it's a masterpiece. A piece of,
it
sorry.
is. It's a fantastic record.
So,
Yeah.
it's sometimes you think, all the work you put into something and 6 months or something, it's a fake, complete flop.
Well, it could maybe compared to like earlier records flop, it still did still a top 10 album, which is
Yeah,
pretty
it was.
weird, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
really off kilter. I mean, a lot of the fans really like it when you go off on your little dog adventures, So I mean, is that a direction? Is that partially direction that could be on the new record, or you have no
I'm not
idea
sure.
because
You don't get an idea. You don't get an idea of the direction until a small body of the work starts appearing, and then there's a common thread.
mm, is it a common thread though? You just see a lot of the records
Well,
sound like lots.
sometimes there is. Yeah, there is a common
Yeah.
thread. If everything is loose, the ideas are not formulated, and then when you come to formulating them in a small period of time, then that you can see a common thread. Otherwise, if material is recorded or written over a long period, it's less obvious what the common thread is. So I like the idea of all the ideas being loose until we actually are in a position to start making sense of them or discarding them, and then you get the common thread is the time, the zeitgeist, the time. That's a word for you to take to Germany with you. The zeitgeist.
Yeah, if they even use it now, but yeah, capturing the moments that the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and is that important as well? Do you think with longevity? I mean, it's hard, isn't it, with a band that's been around a long time to actually be part of the zeitgeist, isn't it, or capturing a moment? Because a lot of older bands they sound like the moment from 40, 50 years ago. And is it important for you to be sort of kind of part of the musical conversation?
I think the Stranglers are in a relatively rare position because the change of personnel over the years, change of or the different musical directions or things that we've explored differently, and occasionally they've resonated with a lot of people. I.e., that's the commercial aspect of it. If it resonates with enough people, you've got a bit of a hit, bit of success. But also, for some reason, despite the fact that we're an old band, and I'm the oldest member of that band now, and the only original member, people have followed us, have kept the footfalls there. I mean, I'm amazed and very grateful, to be honest, John, because normally people would say, well, it's not the same band. No, it's not. But then each album's been different, so it could have been different by a different band anyway. Sometimes
it wasn't the same band, even the original lineup, was it? If every record was.
No. So I think somewhere along the line we've resonated with a sufficient number of people for it to be sustained, for the Stranglers to sustain a certain success.
I also think there's something maybe slightly overrated about people having the same lineup forever and ever. You run out of permutations, don't you? There's only certain.
I agree. And now, in retrospect, I think when I think about when Hugh left, he did us a huge favour, because poor old Hugh now he's not doing so well, and we're doing just as well as before, if not better. So he did us a favour by leaving, not at the time, but in the long term, when you think about it, the renewal has helped us revitalise every now and then.
It did take you some time, didn't it, to get
completely
not the mojo back, because the live gigs were really good right from the start after Hugh left, but it took some time to get the recordings right again, didn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. We were at one point we're going in ever decreasing circles, but it seems we seem to be on a new trajectory now, and I don't know how long it'll last, John. It's from a personal point of view, it's very satisfying, of course.
Saying that though, when I do sometimes revisit the '90s albums, and there's a lot of. I'm just wondering this in the context of the new tour. There's some really good tracks in there that weren't recorded that well, I would say, as a fan. But I always wondered one day, if you, of course, no one has the time to do this, there's an album's worth of a revisit there of really good tunes, but who could be asked to do that? But there's some really good. Time to Die is a great song. You play it anyway, but there's loads of other. It's about an album's worth. It's a great song. I think that's probably the best in that period. But there are other good songs, and when you're constructing a set list for this tour, do you even go into that period? Or is that period for you too painful? Not painful, but a period where the negative period.
Yeah, I don't visit that period too much, to be honest, John. Maybe time's running out for me, so I'm not sure if I'll have time.
I mean, that's what that period was marked by. You seem to have lost interest as well. And it seems that you gradually retiring out the band till Baz joined, and then
and that revitalised everything.
Yeah, I think sometimes it takes a younger fan of a band to actually tell the band what it actually is.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, and of course, we all remember Norfolk Coast, which is the great record, the great comeback record. But since then, each album has been a massive jump forward. And I think the last album is the best of all the post-Hugh records by a mile. And he stands up all the early days stuff. And is that important as well? When you're recording it, is there a feeling we've got to make this as good as those records from the 70s and 80s?
I'm sure, John, that everyone, when they go into the studio, they try to do that. I don't think it's particular to us. You always try to do your best, and sometimes you fall short. It's rare when the stars are all aligned, but when it happens, everyone knows.
Yeah, it's a magical moment, isn't it? And it also seemed to embrace many of the classic hallmarks of the Strangler sound as well, without sounding dated. It didn't sound like a pastiche of the old records, but it certainly remembered the things that you were very good at back in the early days.
Well, what are we good at? I think we're quite good at melody.
So melody,
subject matter. We don't really indulge ourselves in sentimentality too much. I'd like to.
Now and then, you're actually quite good at being sentimental. Last album, there's a couple of tearjerkers. I don't think anybody bought into the band for sentimentality, but
no.
It's more of it's an intellectual thing, I guess, for the Stranglers, isn't there? There's a way of looking at the world.
I think that's part of our function, isn't it? As if we consider ourselves to be artists, or I think we've got to reflect our view of the world that we live in. I think it's as simple as that.
I mean, that's a bit more complex than it was in the 70s, isn't it? Well, I mean, there is not. The world is so fractured and so messed up now. How do you even get that to 3 minutes?
Well, interesting enough, the 3 minute thing, we were talking about this the other day. Because of Spotify and all these platforms, the way people write is completely different these days. Not the way that we write, but the way that people are pursuing commercial success. Right, they're doing teams, and they have to have all the elements of the song within the first 30 seconds. Otherwise, it doesn't count.
Yeah,
So the Stranglers sometimes would take 2 minutes before the first word was spoken or sung. A 2 minute instrumental or something on a 5-6 minute song would just be nowhere now. We started out.
Well, that's one of the classic hallmarks, the great intros, isn't it? The slow, sort of smouldering, slow build.
I love that. I don't know, but I don't know which is cause and which is effect, but people don't seem to have as much, have shorter attention spans now.
Yeah, they do. Everything speeds up, doesn't it? I mean, it's almost worth it as a project to write a song that fits into that format just to see if you can.
I don't know if we could. I'm not sure if I can be asked to do that.
You'll have done it without even knowing. One of the earlier sort of hits, would be very, very quick to the chorus, wouldn't it? Without, not deliberate, just because that's the way the song was written, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, I used to love, I mean, it's like nowadays it's, right, get your pants off, I'm shagging you. Whereas I always believe in foreplay.
Yeah, there's something to be said there, isn't it? Like,
definitely, yeah, foreplay, just gently ease into. It helps the moistness. Because now it's like brutal.
Yeah, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. It's like,
exactly.
Yeah. Is that your French half? Yeah,
it's maybe.
Yes. So, I mean, do you still? I mean, the thing about the Stranglers is, were you surprised by how good you were at pop music? Because I don't think if you're going to design a band that's going to be like, and you were a pop band, a great pop band, but you would not think these four at that time really unlikely looking people would be able to be a pop band at all, and all your influences are coming from completely bizarre places. It wasn't deliberate, was it? But when it happened, was it like, wow, we're actually quite good at doing pop records?
No, never thought we were quite good at that. Didn't think about it. Just very fucking grateful, to be honest, John.
Yeah, so it wasn't even deliberate. No. Just the way the songs are coming out.
Yeah. I think Hugh probably had a bit more. He was a bit more deliberate in his. He wanted success at all costs.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
I think, but at all costs, I think there's a price to pay, and I'm not sure if I was really prepared to pay the price. Well, I wasn't, because we were starting to do very well in America, and I couldn't stand being there longer than I could. So, he was quite willing to go there until we were successful, and I just wanted to be back in Europe. So maybe that's given us longevity as well.
Was that a culture?
Not a worldwide success, but if you're hugely successful in America, it guarantees a lifetime of success in your pensions.
Yeah,
but I don't think creatively it's the best thing for a British band. I might be wrong, but I stick by the theory that if you're successful in America, then you have to accept a lot of things which go with it. And we were never really prepared for that.
No, I think there are certain bands that Americans just don't fit into American culture. I think you could only ever have been a big cult band there, couldn't you?
Well, I don't know. We were starting to play to about 5,000 people a night, and we had
In America, that's a club gig.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
There's a lot of them spread out all over the place.
yeah,
I mean, do you
yeah. No, I
still?
just didn't like it. I mean, I saw what it did to some bands, and I kind of didn't want to wear cowboy boots and cowboy hats.
Do your attitude to America changed over the years, or do you? I mean, you go over there and play. You play with American musicians, don't you? Sometimes, and
Well, we just turned down an American tour actually.
mm,
No, I'm not bothered about it. I mean, we've had sufficient success to be maturely comfortable, but intellectually, I kind of I feel a certain smugness.
yeah, by not prostituting yourself to the Americans. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if it's the term is prostituting, but it's there are other things to do in life, Like,
yeah. I mean, do you much prefer the European thing, the aesthetic of Europe, or
I
just
do, yeah,
easier? Yeah.
I enjoy. I think, well, we all enjoy. I think it's a ball's ache going to America these days,
Mm.
and it's not. It's actually. I'd like to include you in on this. Is that I'm trying to mobilise a bit of. It's not a level playing field.
Oh yeah.
Do you know about
The,
this?
the visas.
The visa thing.
Count.
They don't have to pay visas to come over to
I know.
Europe. Special relationship bollocks.
No. That was always a myth, wasn't it? It's a
It
cultural
was a myth.
tariff. Basically, they're protecting their market from non-American acts. They're just locking us out, aren't they?
One-sided, and I don't like that.